This morning, let's take a look. Let's start to delve into the matters, the issues raised by the Oron Union in their press release as they collaborate with the Obolos to demand for a state creation from the present Akwa Ibom state. The issue of state creation right now. And I do not know. I think I should just put up some foundation for us this is for the benefit of the listener, actually, so that maybe we can, stand on the premise of this. The Abuja branch of I'm taking the communique issued at the end of the emergency general meeting of the Oro-Obolo stakeholders group, Abuja branch, held on Friday, July 11, 2025. Now, the Abuja branch of the Oro-Obolo stakeholders group at an emergency general meeting held on Friday, July 11, 2025, deliberated extensively on the ongoing national conversation and agitation for the creation of a Obolo state from parts of Akwa Ibom and River State. And following a thorough review of current realities, historical context, and constitutional provisions, the group unanimously adopted some resolutions. I'll just mention them in passing. One was total support for Obolo state creation. 2, endorsement of stakeholder positions. 3, constitutional backing. 4, historical neglect and marginalization. 5, rejection of historical and geographical distortions. 6, respect for federally recognized boundaries. 7, on the opposition to Obolo state. 8, advocacy for peace, justice, and unity. 9, commitment to nation building. 10, call for national support. And this was jointly signed by Cyrus Nkango. Beg your pardon. You have to forgive me if I don't get the names correctly because I'm not from that side. Okay, but I'll still try my best. This is Cyrus Nkango, Chairman Oro-Obolo Stakeholders Group, Abuja Branch. Benson Esquire, Secretary, Oro-Obolo Stakeholders Group, Abuja Branch. And Ngo Isaac Harrison Esquire, Publicity Secretary, Oro-Obolo Stakeholders Group, Abuja Branch. All right.
Yeah, still laying the foundation because we are hosting the biggest name, the biggest figure in Akwa Ibom State when it comes to the aspiration of Oro people to form a coalition with their Obolo brothers to demand for a state creation because of the National Assembly public hearing to review the 1999 Constitution as amended. And Oro Union, which our guest is the President General, made a press release that preceded the one that's just been read by Juliana, and it's good to be able to carry our listeners along and then to begin to lay the foundation, asking our guests to address these issues. So it is important that we hear what Oro Union wrote, which we have confirmed is authentic. The press release says, Oron Union declares her full support for the creation of Obolo State. And it says, I won't read everything, but the key point is that the Oron Union, the apex sociocultural and political organization of the Oron Union, hereby declares its firm and irreversible support for the demand of the creation of Obolo State in a collective aspiration of the indigenous people of Oron, Okobo, Orefong, Uruko, Mbo, Udonguko, Ibno, Eastern Obolo, local government areas in Akwa Ibom State, and Andoni in River State, bound by shared heritage, geography, language, culture, and a common destiny. The quest for state creation is not new after all. The people currently inhabiting these areas are people who, at one point or the other, demanded for a state creation. Our forebears actively participated in the struggle for the Calabar-Ugoja rivers, that is called state, in the 1950s, a movement that eventually led to the creation of Southeastern State, now Cross River State, and River State. Further agitations brought about the creation of Akwa Ibom State in 1987. These milestones birthed new centers of development and identity. Today, the spirit of justice, equity, and inclusion, the Oro-Obolo people demand a state of their own. And it went on to talk about the issue of marginalization. It says, despite contributing immensely to the national economy through our vast oil and gas resources, we remain tragically underdeveloped for 38 years. We have endured A, total exclusion from key infrastructure projects, including universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education. B, poor education system with dilapidated classrooms, lack of science teachers, and children sitting on bare floors. C, neglect of coastal access route, lack of dualized highways, and no connection with Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. D, continued marginalization in political representation with Oro-Obolo people never having to produce a governor or enjoyed fair appointment. D, abandonment of Ibaka Deep Seaport project following unjustified relocation and name change. It goes on because you are here to even say more than what you could have written in your press statement. I want you first to speak to this desire of the Oron people to want to join forces with their Obolo or our Obolo brothers. We are all from Akwa Ibom.
Yes.
Juliana,
Definitely.
Are
sure.
you not from Akwa Ibom?
I am.
Very good. So we are all from Akwa Ibom. We are all one.
Yes.
A little foresight. I was part of the team that was in Rivers State for the National Assembly public hearing, I think in 2021 edition. And Oro people came to that very presentation looking for new Calabar states. The Obolo people came looking for Obolo states. The Jaws came looking for, I think, what they call Atlantic states. Itai State movement came, our Anang brothers came looking for Itai State movement. Between 2021, 2022 edition, and now we are seeing Oro aligning with Obolo. That has never happened, at least to the best of my knowledge as an analyst that I try to be, that I am. Let's start from there. The agitation. When did you change your mind from New Calabar State movements to Obolo State movements? And then we'll go into the issues we have raised.
Yeah, I take it up from there. The 1921 public hearing. 2021 public hearing in Port Harcourt. If you had observed very well that there were two teams there, the one that advocated for Calabar State with Oron as part of them, and the one that advocated for Obolo State with Oron as part of them. So the Obolo presentation in Port Harcourt to the 9th National Assembly included Oro, and it is that which we have revived. And then talk about the unity. Oro-Obolo Union started as far back as 1902 from our records. 1902. But along the line, as we grew, we decided to form individual unions. Like Oron Union came up 1925, some few years after that, 1902.
Interesting.
So we have decided to revive that thing that joined our ancestors over a century ago, since 1902. So it's not a new thing that we are partnering with our Obolo brothers. And if you look at the history, the ancestral history, they have a putative father, which is Abang, who had Andoni and Oro. So we are just cousins, brothers, we should say. The other ones that moved a little to the west, and the people that settled at the estuary of the Cross River, which are the Oro people. So there's never been any difference between us and them. So we are one people. So what I'm saying is that the agitation for this state creation under Obolo State started even as far as that 2021 they're talking about. So if you look at the presentation that was made, it was both Oro and the Obolo people that made that presentation. And that presentation also had Oron as the capital, just like this present one is also having Oron as the capital. It's a trade-in. You cannot take everything. We give them the name Obolo and we take the state capital. So in everything you negotiate and move on. So that is the truth about it.